Welcome to the 2023 Western Minnesota Steam Threshers Reunion. These are just some of the many stories told by the military veterans who have served this country.
My name is Douglas Reinhardt. I'm from Wasco, Oregon. I was in from 1963 to 1967 in the U.S. Navy. I was an electronics technician. I repaired radars, sonars, LORAN, and other pieces of equipment, electronic equipment. I was on an amphibious assault ship. I was in Vietnam 3 times, and we landed Marines, and then we had to give them support. And I was over there 3 times, and we did that and we were on, one of the biggest operations we was on is Operation Starlight in 1965. And you might look it up sometime and read about it. It was quite an event. Also, we rescued some B-52 pilots and one deceased crew member. The first B-52s that flew into Vietnam from Guam collided waiting for a tanker, and we were the only ship in the area. So we had to go and we rescued 4 guys, 1 body, and 7 we never found. And then we also rescued the USS Frank Knox, who ran aground on a reef, and got her off the reef finally. But we did a lot of that work. We were busy all the time. Operations, amphibious assaults, did a lot of it. And I'm glad I made it home. I had a brother who was in the Marine Corps over there too at the same time I was there in 65, 66. And he made it home too, but later on became deceased. Anyway, thank you for your time and trouble. Oh, it's great. I come out here every year to see my son and my grandchildren. And we were here last year, and we come this year with the grandkids. So it's been busy. It's been a busy, busy, busy trip. And I'm so damn young, I can't hardly keep up with them.
Hi, my name is Mark Struthers. I'm from Zimmerman, Minnesota. I was stationed in the Navy here in Minneapolis-St. Paul for the Gulf War time frame. So I have not been a member up here in ROLLAG, but what I'd like to tell people is, the stress that military people go through is extreme. People don't realize the depth, what they encounter, especially when they're overseas and that, away from their family. So I would stress to people that have loved ones in the Navy, Marine Corps, the Army, or the Coast Guard, I guess. I forgot the Air Force too. Shame on me. But to be with them. If you're not there in person, be with them in spirit. Pray for them when you can. But so it was a good experience. I was in for 8 years. From 1986 to 1994. So that was, of course, my son-in-law said during the Gulf War period. But I didn't send people to Iraq. I was a station keeper. So I processed them. If we closed down, then I would have been going to a ship. So, but it was a good experience. I learned a lot. And for those that are thinking about military, look into it. It's a life-changing experience, and you'll carry it through the rest of your lives. So.
My name is Virgil. I'm from originally from Morris, Minnesota. I live in Chisago City now. I was in the Army for 2 years. I'm a member of WMSTR since 1995. And when I was in the Army, my main duty station for many months was Panama Canal Zone. That's what this insignia is for. So far, I've never found a person here yet that knows what it is, which is incredible.
And what did you work on?
Supply room. There was only 2 of us in the supply for a training school for, they call it JOTC, which is Jungle Operation Training Center, which they sent people there for a 2 weeks crash course on jungle fighting. A lot of them were ROTC students. that their next duty station was going to be Vietnam, because it was during the Vietnam War. I know a lot of people there said these people better pay attention when they get to doing this, because if they don't, it ain't going to end good for them.
Okay, my name is Dwayne Nelson. I'm from Chisago City, Minnesota. I was in the Air Force Reserve from 1965 to 1971. And during that period of time, it was Vietnam, but we never got activated, so I kind of spent all my time, my reserve time at Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, Air Force Reserve Station. 2 weeks every summer and 1 weekend a month for 6 years. And I've been, I guess, part of ROLLAG since 1968. And I run the steam hammer here. I've been part of that since 1982. So I guess that's about it. I was in the Air Force Reserve. I was trained as a heavy equipment mechanic. I was the 934th Combat Support was the unit I was in, and if we would have been activated, we were trained to go out and retrieve equipment, you know, and maintain it. And so when I got back to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport, all the training I had was spent in changing oil in pickups. We didn't have any of the equipment that I was trained on during school. So.
My name's Ryan Morgan. I'm from Nowthen, Minnesota. I'm the oldest grandson of Daniel Rowan. His oldest daughter, Rachel, is my mom. So I kind of grew up coming to ROLLAG, and I mean, I'm here before I was 1, I bet. So I served with the 1st and 509th Airborne Infantry Battalion out of Fort Polk as 11 Bravo 1 Papa Airborne Infantry. We were trained in Georgia, stationed in Louisiana, deployed 04-05 to the Baghdad area in Iraq, and anything you want to look up in the latter part of 04 into the first half or so of 05, we were involved with pretty much all of that in the area. And I'd just like to, this is kind of my favorite ROLLAG that I've come to. I've been coming for years, so I like the military stuff like that. I was joking that they should have a permanent military setup somewhere in ROLLAG, just like they have the horse area and all of this stuff. So I think it's great. The only downside is I really wanted to ride in the tank just like everyone else, and apparently there's liability and insurance and stuff like that. But I've got a wife and 4 kids, and we've been coming here pretty regularly as well and passing it on to them. And we got a big old G-Man flag that we flew over my parents' tractor that was pretty cool. So we'll hide G-Man flags and Geronimos and everything everywhere we can at ROLLAG, and put one up in the sawmill or wherever I can finagle it in. But that's about all I got.
We salute these veterans and thank them for their service to this country. If you'd like to share these stories, please do so by clicking on the share button below.